Hey everyone, great news! We've won the battle against the Illuminate on Super. There's possibly a hint of a new Illuminate unit, and we'll briefly go over the new patch together, discuss the recent Helldivers 2 reviews, and cover so much more in today's video. If you enjoyed the content, please show some love by hitting the like button. I'd really appreciate it. Let's jump right in. Alrighty, Helldivers, we've won the battle on Super Earth, and the Illuminate threat is now officially gone, at least for the time being, right? Those squids are still out there lurking around, and I'm sure they'll make a reappearance at some point, possibly claiming a planet, maybe a place that they can call home. What I like to do is showcase a few of the voice lines from after we won the battle. I also want to point out something that seems a bit strange, because there's mentions of a new Illuminate unit and some other cool stuff. If you haven't seen the footage yet, here you go. Let's check it out together.
Good evening. I'm Coretta Kelly with momentous, joyous news. We've just received word that Illuminate forces have withdrawn from Super Earth. The defense of Super Earth has succeeded. The battle is won. The valiant Helldivers, aided by SEAF soldiers, have saved our home. Days of vicious fighting have ended with the decimation of the once great Illuminate host, last seen warping out of Super Earth's orbit. Multiple megacities lie in ruins. The death toll of high-classification citizens is still being counted. This victory follows an unimaginable assault on freedom, which will never be forgotten, nor forgiven. The Second Galactic War continues, but today is a day of celebration. The shadow of tyranny has been lifted from our great capital. Freedom shines brightly once more, thanks to the sacrifices of our greatest heroes. That's Liberty's latest. I'm Coretta Kelly. May freedom watch over you, and may freedom watch over the Federation of Super Earth.
If you missed it, at the very bottom it said, new Illuminate units reported, creepier than ever. This might be news to everyone on Super Earth, considering we're the ones battling on different planets and seeing more than what the Ministry of Truth sees. But who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if we see new Illuminate enemies in the near future. The second thing I want to bring up is about how the Ministry of Science sent a probe through the wormhole for some reason, and maybe we're going to be closing it soon, because right here on the bottom it says, Ministry of Science to send probe through wormhole. So we're going to close the wormhole at some point, but does it matter? Probably not. I mean, if you think about it, the Illuminate are already here. They're on some planet, who knows where on the galactic war map. So honestly, it doesn't matter. But I think we should close it nonetheless, just to ensure that the Illuminate are gone for good, or at least, you know, some can't travel back through the wormhole, that is. Oh, and also the social media team for Helldivers 2 posted this. The Illuminate have retreated from Super Earth battle space. The heart of democracy has been defended. The battle of Super Earth is won. The devastation wrought upon our home is immense. Only 2 megacities remain standing, Prosperity City and Equality on Sea. The remainder have been vacated by the enemy, having suffered catastrophic damages at their hands. Across the Federation, approval for impromptu celebrations in the streets has been issued. C01 permits approval allowances have been quintupled through process and delays may occur following the loss of Admin Sin 02. All know the endurance of freedom is thanks to the innumerable sacrifices of the Helldivers and the Sieve soldiers fighting by their side. Awards for valor for Sieve veterans are being processed. Remaining Illuminate forces were last observed making FTL jumps from Super Earth orbit. The enemy has also vacated New Haven, Pillin 5, and Widow's Harbor, burning the surface of those planets as they fled. No station detect Illuminate forces. The enemy has gone into hiding. They will be found. After days of non-stop fighting, Super Earth stands. The mettle of man's democracy has been tested. The will of people has overcome the enemy. The Helldivers have achieved victory. So yeah, if you check out the galactic map right here, you can see that planets like Pillin 5 are essentially burnt to a crisp. They now look completely different from what they looked like before, resembling Mars after the Illuminate torch did a week or two ago, except Mars looks way more burnt up than those planets. Which, by the way, we haven't heard exactly how they burnt it up so quickly or how they destroyed it so fast. Maybe that'll be revealed eventually. Anyway, besides that piece of information, we've won the battle and the Illuminates have now fled elsewhere. We have no idea where they are at the moment. We know they're out there somewhere, and the Democracy officer's voice line gives us a clue about that. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Victory, Helldiver, victory. The enemy is in retreat. Super Earth has been defended. We must hunt down the fleeing Illuminate. No matter where they hide, we will deliver justice. Rejoice, Helldiver. The battle is over. The Illuminate flee from Super Earth. Freedom has won the day. Smoke fills the air of our great capital. Edifices that have stood for centuries lie in ruins. But the enemy has destroyed nothing that cannot be rebuilt. The light of managed democracy yet shines. The flag of freedom yet waves. The battle is won, but the war is not over. We rejoice and then seek retribution.
So you can tell right there from the voice line, the Illuminate, of course, have not been fully expunged, but we're surely going to make that a reality at some point down the road. Unfortunately, during the battle on Super, the president was sadly taken out, and we've got news about a new president who was just elected on Super Earth. You can see all the details in the dispatch where it said he fought with one pistol in his hand against a swarm of Illuminate at the presidential bunker. Then the new dispatch says, new president elected. A new president of Super Earth has been sworn in following a landslide victory in a managed election. Interesting stuff right there. I'm not sure how this will affect Super Earth in the future, but that's what just happened. There's a new president on Super Earth, and it's going to be intriguing to see what comes of it. On a different note, we've got to talk more about the Helldivers 2 and how it got review bombed recently. Sadly, the negative reviews haven't stopped, and the game is still receiving a ton of them. If you haven't seen my previous video, I highly suggest checking it out once you're done with this one, as I explain why it got review bombed. Anyway, the situation is getting worse. Yesterday, there were 2,800 negative reviews, and today there are 1,000 more negative reviews. It's completely insane, and I don't think the developers deserve this at all, considering they didn't drop the ball or give us a terrible update. Nevertheless, they're still being targeted even after the war has been won. I'd like to know how you're all feeling about this in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts and whether you think it's going to stop. Let's talk about it. We're going to put that aside and check out the developer's response to a fellow Helldiver about the Illuminate. A player on the official Helldivers 2 commented about being disappointed that this is all the Illuminate has to offer and that there's no desperate moves from the squids. In response, Yusuf, a Helldivers 2 developer, wrote, "There will be more in the future. We are aware of the amount of gaps we will have to fill, and with bigger and bigger features coming in, the amount of gaps will increase. We are doing our best in trying to deliver quality over quantity in this regard, as every new piece of work getting more complex and exciting ways, which also means it has to cook for longer, for us to make sure it plays nicely. That is the nature of game dev. Always an ever-evolving beast, growing expectations for every step it takes. Thank you for being patient so far, and I hope we get the Illuminates and all other factions closer to what we all want from our universe sooner rather than later." Basically, the developers need to take their time with content, as they've done with Omens of Tyranny and the recent major update, Heart of Democracy. I feel like most Helldivers will find that tough to hear, but that's just how it is. Considering Arrowhead is a small studio with about 150 developers, they can't pump out content like most AAA studios. It's just the reality. So I suspect we'll have to wait at least 6 more months for a new major update with a bunch of new stuff, though hopefully in the meantime we'll get new missions, new enemies, and fun in-game activities and events and whatnot. Of course, there will be new war bonds and things to do for now. So what I'd like to hear is your thoughts on this. What do you think about waiting another 6 months? What are your thoughts about stuff in between then? What are you hoping for? Let's talk about it in the comments. Moving along, we've got a brand new patch, which I talked about recently that would pop up on a Friday, and what do you know, it did. And right here, this is what the developers wrote. Emergency update incoming from High Command and Release Captain Carlberg. It has come to our attention that the Illuminate menace has scrambled our stratagem pad's input matrix, resulting in loss of combat strength. Issuing a firmware update to all Helldivers input pads for a stronger connection to the Super Destroyer. Fixes. Fix for a fast input of stratagem commands not working correctly. There you go. It's been a huge problem as of late. They've finally dropped the hotfix. It's out right now if you haven't downloaded it just yet. Once you get back to your console or PC, download it right away so you can actually input your stratagems fast and correctly. It's awesome, and there you go. Next up, it looks like Arrowhead has updated their job listings here. They're now looking for a senior game designer, specifically someone that will be working on the game engine, translating game direction to game design, as it says, solving complex problems, and also, I don't know, developing new exciting features. So they're looking for someone here that can do a variety of things. So if they can find someone here, we might get some new features sooner rather than later, which I'm totally for. And I can't wait to see what'll happen here. If you didn't know about this, well, hopefully that information is helpful for you, because I think this is great. And if you happen to be a developer of some sort, then apply for this position. On a different note, don't forget to join my subreddit page. The link will be below. Check it out. Join us now. It's completely free. I'm hosting a game giveaway. Join now because it ends in about 2 days. Lastly, we've got the top 3 comments, starting off with Brennan. This is going to make review bombs ineffective if they do it for every minor gripe. It's absolutely ridiculous at this point. You know, again, I was expecting the review bombs to be about something huge, but not what it was. It's insane, and you're absolutely right about that. The second top comment is by Ashul5539. Just to clarify, majority of the review bombs, no hate behind this, are majority Chinese players who got a mistranslated message. And I brought that up in the video, and some people in the comments even told you that as well. So yeah, I definitely talked about that in the video. Lastly, I'm going to include 2 more comments here because they both won top 3rd comment. We've got Levi Jackson 767. They literally told us you can't take back cities until the fleet is deplenished. Indeed, they did. And then Valkyrie 3D said, Helldivers' greatest foes being able to read. Biggest case in point, sending the DSS into the Illuminate fleet after being explicitly told not to. Yeah, you should know already by now that Helldivers don't read. We're meant for battle. We're meant for war. We're meant for just squashing bugs, scrapping automatons, and definitely cooking squids. So yeah, we definitely don't read. So those are the top 3 comments. Hope you have enjoyed the video. Tap the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications to all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.